We find out the true offense or debt the main character owes, the crime the main character committed, which honestly I do not think is a crime, or he should be punished or seen as an offense that he committed. Basically, the love trial that the main character was supposed to keep an eye on and make sure that the two, served, wasn't their actual love trial or their original love trial. They had a love trial before, and Test Taker 2 had failed this trial. And this trial was done back when the main character was a young man, when he was still a human immortal. And the two were taking their original love trial during that period of time. Well, the main character, being the person that he is, kind of befriended Test Taker 2 and was good to Test Taker 2, way better than Test Taker 1 was to Test Taker 2. Like, treated him good, like a good friend would treat a good friend. And the red fate that tied Test Taker 1 and 2 together, unrivaled and tied to the main character instead. Yeah, because the main character was a green flag of all green flags. He destroyed the relationship between the two, playing an unwilling, unknowing third party. The thing that he was supposed to do during the love trials. The second go-around of love trials. Unknowingly, he tied himself to a literal god. Because he was good to that god and that livelihood. And the main character's like, I was just being a normal good friend. I didn't even think I was that good of a friend. I didn't think it would create such a mess. And like, he ascends as a god. They were just all hoping that he would die, unbreak the ties between the two of them, and maybe the ties between the two test takers would go back to being tied together. But no, the main character ascends as a god. Full-on ascends to a godhood, making it more of a mess. But honestly, I do not understand why everyone is saying the main character committed crimes. Like, he was just being a freaking good person. Being way better good. Like, the person that should be getting side-eyed is Test Taker 2. And for, being easily swayed and swooned to someone else, which honestly I do not blame him, but he should be the one being side-eyed. You're like, you had a man already, but another man walks in and starts being a full-on green flag and you throw your man away. But it also makes you question Test Taker 1's personality and how he treated Test Taker 2 for Test Taker 2 to go after a green flag like the main character. He probably was a red flag, and the way he behaved during the trials probably shows how much of a red flag Test Taker 1 was. Full on. A red flag. I'm just saying, he was. And another offense they put on the main character's head was teaching the male lead what love was. Even though the male lead kept pursuing the main character to show him what love was secretly reading erotic books. Like, as though the main character controlled that. Like, dude was trying to find love himself anyways. But they also state that the main character was, again, a third party to the male lead's true love, which was the fox spirit, because the fox spirit was supposed to be the main male lead's true love, and that they were supposed to go through the trials of love together. And they're like, this is another offense you do. You're a third party in two different relationships. Ruining two love trials. This is your offense. And I'm like, really? He's being punished for that? It's not his fault. He's a green flag. Everyone would be throwing himself at him. Like, come on. You see this man with these honkers, these literal honkers, and not want to throw yourself at him? Like, come on. Seriously. He's absolutely gorgeous, and then he has a gorgeous personality on top of it. So the whole offense or crime the main character committed, quote unquote committed, is supposed to explain away why the two test takers treated the main character like they treated him. The first test taker, because he was super jealous over the relationship the main character had with test taker 2. Full-on took offense that the main character unknowingly stole his partner. And stole his red, fate string. Like, it's not the main character's fault. And that's why he tried to have the main character stripped and thrown out of the heavens by trying to put another crime on the main character's head. And why he was so ruthless when it came to another couple's relationship instead of having them go through the love trial like they were supposed to. He had them literally killed and sent to the reincarnation cycle over and over again until they killed each other over and over again. Like this man, sick. And why Test Taker 2 was treating the main character so coldly and so ruthless is because he didn't want anyone to think there was more going on between him and the main character, hoping that it would sooner or later break the bind together without having the main character executed. Because again, the Jade Emperor is not going to pick a actual born immortal over the main character who just chance upon immortality. And so he did everything he did to get the main character stripped of his mortality and become immortal again. And treating the main character terribly was because he was hoping the main character's bind with him would break on its own without getting the main character killed. And I'm like, what? Like, no. It's your fault. You fell for him, or, you changed your string of fate from the man you were supposed to be stringed of fate to the main character. It's not the main character's fault. Like, F you. I know that I have repeatedly said this, but the main character is a green flag of green flags and a himbo of all himbos, because this man blames himself, like everybody else blames himself for the offenses and crimes. Doesn't blame anyone, doesn't hold a grudge against anyone. Full on goes to Test Taker 2 before he's supposed to be stiffly executed, and gives Test Taker 2 half of his mortality because he felt like he owed him, and that the Test Taker 2 did so much for him, and he treated the Test Taker 2 terribly. I'm like, no, honey, it's vice versa. You are the good one, not him. He doesn't deserve anything from you. Anything. Like, the main character's like, I have made you suffer, I made you gone through these horrible things. I'm like, no, it was vice versa. Everyone in this story has treated you horribly and made you suffer. Like, I went to Novel Update and saw comments for it, and people are like, oh, you really would want to hug the main character in the story, and you do. Like, you will want to hug him because you're literally bawling because he goes through so much and he suffers so much for people that is not worth it. Like, you know how much I wanted to claw out Test Taker 2's face, and Test Taker 2 tries killing himself. That's why the main character had to give up half of his mortality. One, to pay back the debt he doesn't owe, but also to save Test Taker 2's life, because all Test Taker 2 does is try killing himself and never truly tries taking responsibility for his crimes. Like, I am shaking with rage when I was reading it, like shaking with rage. And then he goes to the Fox Spirit and gives the other half of his mortality to the Fox Spirit, because the Fox Spirit lost his mortality saving the Melead during the rebellion. Sacrificed it, so technically the Melead isn't just tied to him supposedly by fate, but also because of the life debt he owed the Fox Spirit, and the main character gives it to him, so now the Melead doesn't owe a life debt, and the main character goes to find another place to die after visiting the main character in a fake form. Literally goes and dies. And I'm like, I was pissed. Like, you probably can hear in my voice and the way I'm shaking this phone, I am still pissed. I am still angry because this himbo, this beautiful, gorgeous himbo deserves better. Like, I just want to crawl into his chest and be like, honey, you deserve better. I promise you, mommy will get revenge on you. I will slaughter everybody for you, honey. I promise you that, my sweet baby boy. I will.